Hello One Piece fans! Today we're breaking down the insane powers of the Marine Admirals, ranking them from worst to best. We'll dive deep into their combat abilities, their roles in the series, and why they've earned their place in the One Piece universe. And yes, we'll even talk about a Marine legend who turned down the rank of Admiral not once but twice. Let's get started. Kicking off our list at number 9, we have Zephyr. Zephyr isn't technically canon, but his impact in One Piece film Z earns him a spot here. Zephyr was a former admiral and a powerful marine who trained many of the current admirals, including Kizaru, Aokiji, and Akainu. Even without a devil fruit, his raw physical strength, mastery of haki, and combat experience made him a force to be reckoned with. Despite his incredible power, he's ranked lower due to his non-canon status and the fact that his feats are limited to the movie. Next up at number 8, we have Ryokugyu, also known as Aramaki, one of the newest admirals introduced in the series after the time skip. Ryokugyu wields the power of the Mori Mori no Mi, granting him the ability to easily control and manipulate vegetation. This power allows him to drain nutrients from others, create massive plant-based attacks, and even regenerate from damage by absorbing nutrients from his surroundings. One of Ryokugyu's most impressive feats so far is his effortless defeat of Queen and King, two of the all-stars of the Beast pirates, during the events in Wano. Queen, a notorious pirate with a bounty of over 1 billion berries, was no match for the Admiral's overwhelming power. Ryokugyu took him down with no visible effort, showcasing just how dangerous and powerful he truly is. Despite his incredible abilities, Ryokugyu remains somewhat mysterious, with only limited screen time and few major battles shown so far. As we learn more about his capabilities and see him in action, his ranking could definitely rise. But for now, he sits at number 8 on our list, with the potential to be much higher in the future. At number 7, we have Fujitora, the blind swordsman with the extraordinary power of the Zushi Zushi no Mi, a devil fruit that grants him control over gravity. Fujitora's abilities are nothing short of awe-inspiring. He can summon meteors from space, create massive gravitational fields, and even lift entire fleets into the sky. His command over gravity gives him both offensive and defensive capabilities, making him one of the most versatile fighters among the admirals. Fujitora is also unique among the admirals for his deep sense of justice and morality. He is committed to a form of justice that prioritizes the well-being of civilians, even if it means defying direct orders from his superiors. This conviction led him to openly criticize the Marine system and the institution of the Seven Warlords, showcasing his willingness to fight for what he believes is right, even at great personal risk. Despite his immense power and strong moral compass, Fujitora ranks lower on our list because he often chooses restraint over full-force combat. His introduction is relatively recent compared to other admirals, and while he has already made significant impacts, we have yet to see the full extent of his powers in action. Fujitora's gravity-based abilities and unwavering principles make him a formidable and respected Marine figure. Sliding in at number 6 is Kizaru, the admiral who can move and attack at the speed of light thanks to the Pika Pika no Mi. Kizaru's devil fruit allows him to generate, manipulate, and become light itself, granting him near invincibility and the ability to launch devastatingly fast attacks. His lightspeed kicks and laser beams can penetrate even the toughest defenses, and his ability to teleport makes him nearly impossible to hit. His incredible speed and precision characterize Kizaru's combat style. He has faced off against some of the strongest characters in the series, including Rayleigh, the right-hand man of the Pirate King, and the Supernovas at Sabaody Archipelago. Despite his laid-back and often nonchalant attitude, Kizaru has repeatedly demonstrated that he is a force to be reckoned with, capable of easily overwhelming multiple powerful opponents. However, Kizaru's casual demeanor and tendency to hold back in battles prevent him from ranking higher on this list. While his power is undeniable, he rarely seems to take his opponents seriously, which sometimes makes it difficult to gauge the full extent of his abilities. Even so, when Kizaru decides to unleash his full power, he becomes one of the most dangerous admirals in the One Piece world. Taking the number 5 spot is Aokiji, the former admiral with the power of the Hi no Mi, a devil fruit that gives him control over ice. Aokiji's abilities allow him to instantly freeze anything he touches, create massive ice constructs, and even freeze entire oceans. His command over ice makes him one of the most versatile and formidable fighters in the series, capable of both large-scale environmental manipulation and precise, lethal attacks. Aokiji is known for his calm and composed demeanor. He often approaches situations with a sense of practicality and a strong moral compass. His fight with Akainu for the position of Fleet Admiral, which lasted an incredible 10 days, showcased his endurance and determination. Although he ultimately lost that battle, the fact that he could fight Akainu to a near standstill speaks volumes about his strength and resilience. After resigning from the Marines, Aokiji's story became more complex as he operated independently, sometimes allying with groups like the Blackbeard Pirates. His departure from the Marines and the ambiguity of his current motives add layers to his character, making him one of the most interesting figures in One Piece. Despite no longer being an admiral, Aokiji's power, experience, and influence easily earned him a high spot on our list. At number 4, we have the legendary Vice Admiral Garp, also known as the Hero of the Marines. Garp is a unique case on this list because despite being offered the position of admiral not once but twice, he turned it down, preferring to stay a vice admiral. Garp's decision wasn't due to a lack of power, it was quite the opposite. He wanted to avoid the politics and restrictions of the higher rank, choosing instead to fight for justice on his own terms. Garp is a Marine legend known for his immense physical strength, mastery of hockey, and numerous battles against Gul D. Roger, the Pirate King. He's one of the few characters in the series who can stand toe-to-toe with the strongest pirates without relying on a devil fruit. His incredible endurance, raw power, and combat experience make him a true powerhouse, feared and respected by friends and foes alike. Despite his refusal to become an admiral, Garp's influence within the Marines is undeniable. He trained some of the most powerful Marines, including Luffy's father, Monkey D. Dragon, and Ace. His legacy is one of the most significant in Marine history, and his strength remains legendary. Garp's choice to remain a vice admiral and his unmatched combat abilities earn him a top spot on this list. Coming in at number 3 is Sengoku, the former fleet admiral of the Marines, known for his strategic genius and formidable combat abilities. Sengoku possesses the Hito Hito no Mi, model Daibutsu, a mythical Zoan-type devil fruit that allows him to transform into a giant golden Buddha. In this form, Sengoku gains immense physical strength and can unleash powerful shockwaves capable of devastating large areas and overwhelming his opponents. Sengoku's strength isn't limited to his devil fruit abilities. He's also a master strategist known for his ability to plan and execute large-scale military operations. His leadership during the Marineford War was crucial in the battle against Whitebeard and his pirate allies, showcasing his ability to command and control some of the most powerful forces in the One Piece world. Sengoku's combination of raw power and tactical brilliance makes him one of the most respected figures in the Marines. Even after retiring from the position of Fleet Admiral, Sengoku continues to serve the Marines in an advisory role, demonstrating his enduring influence and importance within the organization. His strength, both as a fighter and as a leader, solidifies his place near the top of our list, making him one of the most formidable and influential Marines in the series. At number 2, we have Kong, the former fleet admiral who now serves as the commander-in-chief of the entire world government. Kong's current role gives him authority over all branches of the world government, including the Marines, the Cypher Pole, and the military forces of the world nobles. This position places Kong at the pinnacle of the world government's power structure, giving him more influence than any other Marine, including the current fleet admiral. Although we haven't seen much of Kong's combat abilities, his rise through the ranks of the Marines suggests that he was an incredibly powerful fighter during his time as Fleet Admiral. His promotion to Commander-in-Chief implies that he was strong, highly respected, and trusted within the world government. Kong's power likely comes from a combination of physical strength, combat experience, and strategic acumen, making him a formidable figure even in his current, more administrative role. Kong's influence and authority within the world government are unmatched, and while his combat prowess remains largely a mystery, his position alone earns him a spot near the top of our list. As the highest ranking official in the world government, Kong's decisions shape the course of world events, making him one of the most powerful individuals in the One Piece world. And finally, taking the top spot on our list is the current Fleet Admiral, Akainu, also known as Sakazuki. Akainu embodies the Marine doctrine of absolute justice and wields the terrifying power of the Magma Fruit, or Magu Magu no Mi. This devil fruit allows him to control and create magma, giving him some of the most destructive offensive capabilities in the series. His magma attacks are so powerful that they can melt through almost anything, making him a devastating force on the battlefield. Akainu's combat prowess was most notably displayed during the Marineford War, where he clashed with Whitebeard and delivered the fatal blow to Ace, cementing his ruthless reputation. His victory over Aikaiji in their 10-day battle for the position of Fleet Admiral further solidified his place as the strongest Marine, showcasing his endurance, strategic mind, and overwhelming strength. Akainu's relentless pursuit of justice, combined with his willingness to do whatever it takes to achieve his goals, makes him the most feared and respected figure in the Marines. As the leader of the Marines, Akainu's influence extends across the entire organization, shaping its policies and strategies. His uncompromising nature and immense power make him the ultimate enforcer of the world government's will, and there's no doubt that he is the strongest Marine in the series. Akainu's combination of combat ability, strategic mind, and authoritative position earns him the #1 spot on our list. That's it, everyone. Which of these characters do you like the most? Let us know in the comments. If you like this content, consider subscribing. Stay strong.